Woo! We did it. The United States got their win. We're in a must-win situation. We got the goal we needed. We held on. We won the game. We have now made it out of the group, and we're heading to the knockout stages of the 2022 World Cup. My goodness, that was a thrill ride. I was a nervous wreck. I didn't think I was going to make it through. That was tough. When that game was over, I was shaking, not overcome with happy tears, just felt like I'd been in a car wreck or something. I couldn't calm down. I'm so proud of these guys. I'm so proud of this team. I have watched the United States men's soccer program torn down to the ground and rebuilt from 2018 when we failed to qualify for the 18 Cup in late 2017. There was just a sea change, and the players we were calling in. We kind of out with the old, in with the new, and we started giving a bunch of new guys their debuts. We started playing with it was an extreme youth movement. We still have the youngest we have the youngest squad at this World Cup, and to see us go from basically nothing to rebuilding over the last 4 years, and to get to this point where we have made it out of the group stage. In 2018, even in 2019, it just didn't seem very likely, and here we are. So it is a relief. It's a weight lifted. It's a cause to celebrate. Um, it's validation. It's reward for everybody who stuck with this team and followed the United States men's national team closely, even through the lean years. This is a sweet, sweet day. So I am happy, and if you're an American or you're pulling for the United States today, you should be happy too. Take pride in this team. They have played an excellent tournament, and I just now that we've done it, now that we've done the job, you start to get a little bit of perspective on how we looked across all three matches, and I have to say, we've been great, except for the second half of Wales. We've been in pretty much we've been in control of these matches. That's probably the most thing that's the most like exciting or the most hopeful about our future, maybe even about this current cup run that we're on, is how consistent we've been, how solid we've been, and how steady we've been despite our youth. So, wow. I didn't think I was going to make it. Congratulations to the United States men. You're playing an awesome World Cup, and if it ends right here, that's okay. So I want to just get in. I want to give you a little bit of my first reaction like that. Give you a couple of my surface thoughts of how we got here, how we pulled it off, and what that means for the team, what it means for Berhalter, and what's next in the tournament. So with this lineup that we played was the same lineup that started against Wales, with one exception. We did not start Walker Zimmerman at center back, and he's kind of been our constant. The whole thought with the injuries we've been dealing with in that position is, who are we going to partner with Zimmerman? But Zimmerman was a constant. But today, Zimmerman sat down. Tim Ream, the other center back, continues to play every minute of this cup. But instead of Zimmerman, we played Cameron Carter-Vickers, who has not played as much with the team and doesn't have as many caps. And we haven't relied on him as heavily in the past year or so, but he stepped in today. And I think it was a tactical change. It was in anticipation of the fact that we were going to be facing the bunker. Like we fully expected Iran to bunker in, to just play all defense and go for a 0-0 score, and we were going to have to find a way to break that down. And that's how it played out. We were facing the bunker, and CCV, Cameron Carter-Vickers, is more of an attacking presence, someone who at center back is going to be more more comfortable progressing the ball forward, because we were going to be in an aggressive position to try to break down their defense. And so CCV makes a little bit more sense. He plays for Celtic in the Scottish Premier League, and they're one of the dominant teams in that league, if not the dominant team. I think they are the dominant team. And so every single week, Celtic is facing a bunker defense. So he's very much comfortable with that approach, with that challenge on the field. So it made sense. It was a little bit surprising because, like I said, Zimmerman has been the one constant, but it made sense there. And it kind of played out the way I predicted in the previous video, which is, if we can get a goal, it will force Iran to open up their style of play, and then the game really gets interesting. I didn't need it to get interesting. I was too nervous. Maybe it'd have been better if we had scored a little bit later and give Iran less time truly trying to press forward, because once the game opened up, and then we did have to play a full match. We did have to worry about the back half of the field and play defense. It was a lot more nerve-wracking. I thought, once again, I thought this team played excellent. I really do. The opening stages of the game, I thought both Sargent and Weah had a lot of really good looks, really good opportunities and combinations. The goal was absolutely a work of art. Absolutely loved it. Started with Turner's distribution from the back with a long pass out. Drops back to Weston McKennie, who was playing deep midfield, and he long diagonal timed Serginho Dest timed his run to slide behind the defense as the ball's arriving. Interesting that it's kind of like in football when you flood a zone, right? Or sometimes maybe in basketball, if the other team's in man-to-man, you get four guys over on one half of the court to give your star player room to operate, that kind of thing. A little bit of that kind of happened on the goal. Almost all of the U.S. team was on the left side of the field, near where McKennie was with the ball. And that left Dest with a lot of room. He had one guy that was sort of marking him, but he had slipped behind him. And he had room to work with. Beautiful header. My favorite part of the goal is Dest takes that ball in the head and just goes straight across the mouth of the goal. And at the time he makes that contact and that ball's played across, I believe Pulisic's behind the defender, but he made the run onto the ball. He wanted it more. He made that aggressive run. He crashed into the goal. He got his foot on the end of that ball and laid out, put his body on the line, got that ball in the back of the net, and injured himself a lot. I don't even know the extent of the injuries. I do know he was taken to the hospital after the game was over, but he gave everything in order to get us that goal, and that goal was enough. We ended up winning 1-0. I want to take a moment and talk a little bit about Christian Pulisic. He came on as a teenager in the last qualifying cycle, and he was seen as the wonder kid, and he was going to be our new savior, the best guy ever. And we failed to qualify, and it really destroyed his dreams. But he was the one guy to build around. Like when all the old guys are taken out, we go to youth movement. Pulisic's the one guy that we expect to kind of build the team around. And as such, he took on a lot of the burden, a lot of the pressure to be the guy that was going to save U.S. soccer. I don't think he's in that position anymore. We have a great team all around him. I no longer believe he's the best player on the field, and he's very talented. But I do think that burden has gotten to him at times. And for him to be the one, after shouldering all that pressure, for him to be the one to not just score the goal, but to do it in the way he did. This wasn't like somebody else earning a penalty kick and Pulisic walks up to the spot and knocks it in. He makes that crashing run into the box. He lays his body on the line. He gets hurt, but he does everything he can to get that goal scored. And it's the kind of thing that just endears him to the team. He's got everybody's respect. Everybody loves him, and what a beautiful historic moment for U.S. soccer. And then we continued to play. I mean, we continued to try to score, but then fairly early for this change, there was like 20 minutes left in the match. We added Zimmerman back into the mix. We took an attacker off, added Zimmerman as an extra defender, because at this point we're bunkering, and we're the bunkering team, and we're looking to hold the 1-0 score, and it's all defense all the time. Zimmerman comes in, it becomes the Zimmerman header show. And Iran, I would say the U.S. had control of most of the match, but Iran did have their chances. They had a couple of scary shots on the goal that fortunately shot wide. But in the end, it was enough. At the very end of the match, I thought for sure we were going to have a penalty called against us. Absolutely scared me to death. I just collapsed right there on the floor. Somebody had to get a defibrillator, revive me, woke up. Turns out everything was okay. Oh my goodness. But I'm still trying to get over a little bit. I'm recording this late because the game made me sick. Like I was sick. I was ill. That's how nervous I was from it all. But what I would say, I'm sorry, I'm still trying to collect my thoughts. It's a happy day for U.S. soccer. But what does this mean for our team? Well, it means we've had a good cup. Okay, so realistically, I'll probably get into this in one more video before our next match, but this is kind of where we should land with this cup. We should get out of the group stage. We should make it to the round of 16. but realistically, that's our ceiling. Like, no one should expect us to reach the quarterfinals. Now we can, as long as we're playing, we have a chance. But just realistically, this is where we needed to reach in order to say we had a good cup. So, and the fact that we got here validates everything that U.S. Soccer did and that Gregg Berhalter has done from 2017, 2018 to now. It was not a linear path. It was a bumpy road. There's controversy, and there's been a lot of toxic fandom and people criticizing Berhalter. A lot of people not thinking he's the right man for the job, wanting to get him out, making decisions that don't make sense to us, and we don't agree with him. But of the culmination of all these decisions over the last 4+ years came down to today, and we did it. We got the job done. We've made it to the round of 16. In 2018 and 2019, it just didn't seem realistic. So this, for better or for worse, whatever you think of Gregg Berhalter, this validates the job he's done. He has gotten it done. And the most impressive thing to me, like I said, was just the consistency of our play across all the matches. Like, we do not look like a bunch of kids out there. We are playing with consistent control and organization and a knowledge of, we're so well drilled on the patterns of play and what to do on defense and how to create space for each other on attack. It's just been really, really fun to watch. I remember the days of the 90s and early 2000s of where we went into every game with that bunker mentality because we were always the underdog and we were just hoping to survive. Those days are long gone. We're not afraid of anybody, and we're going to go after anybody with an attacking posture. And it's just exciting to see. Now, we are now one win away from our best ever finish at the World Cup in the modern era. In 2002, we reached the quarterfinals. We got to win one more match to reach the quarterfinals. So we'll see what happens. Our next match is going to be Saturday morning. Starts, I believe, kickoff is going to be at 9 o'clock Eastern time. I'm living in Central Time Zone, but I think maybe it's 10 a.m. Eastern. I think the kick will be at 9 Central. Coverage will start an hour before that. It's going to be on Fox. We're going to play the Netherlands. The Netherlands won their group, and they're a fantastic team. And historically, they're a strong soccer nation. We're going to have our work cut out for us. They're strong on defense, and absolutely nobody is giving us a chance to be able to win this game. At least nobody that I've seen yet. I'm going to spend the next 2 or 3 days kind of listening to all the experts and all the pros and kind of get a sense of what the tactics might be on Saturday. And I'll come back hopefully Friday night and give you one more video. But we did it. So we're playing with house money. All right, we're playing with house money. Anything else after this is gravy. I want to set that expectation for you that this win today means we have had a successful World Cup. Anything else that happens is gravy. We're in bonus time. We're playing with house money because, hey, if we can keep going, great. If this is as far as we go, that's okay too. And sports fans, American sports fans need to understand that we're not a world favorite. Okay. We're not the best team in this tournament. I would love to see us get hot, get lucky, keep going. Maybe we will. That's why we play the game. We'll find out. But to be realistic, this was our expectation. So I want to be very clear about that. And I hope you can understand this was our expectation. Now that we've hit it, we can say we've had a good cup. This is something we can build on no matter what happens on Saturday. And so, it's exciting for the fans that have been through the hard times, and now here we are. I hope that you can fall in love with this team. I hope that you can start to know some of these players: Musa, Adams, McKinney, Pulisic, Weah, Aronson, Zimmerman. It's a fun group to watch. I am committed to continuing this channel. After the World Cup's over, I may do some Major League Soccer videos, but absolutely every time we have the U.S. team in camp and playing matches, I'll be here to talk to you about it. I want you to spend the next 4 years getting to know this young core group of players, okay? Because in 2026, the World Cup is coming to these shores. The United States will host, technically co-host, with Mexico and Canada, the 2026 World Cup. And the players that we have now will just be entering their prime at that World Cup. And the host nation always seems to do pretty well, Qatar notwithstanding. So 2026 is, honestly, we should make the quarterfinals in 2026. And there's no reason to not dream bigger than that. So between now and then, I want you to really get to know these teams, this team, and get to know the players on it. And I'll guide you through that journey. So anyway, right now, let's celebrate U.S. soccer. It's a great, great day. We finished second in the group behind England. We graduate. We're going to play the Netherlands Saturday morning on Fox. Watch some soccer with me, and I'll talk to you next time.